know what a concrete cut is? Obviously, it cuts down. The world, all different kinds of construction and demolition projects. There was a husband and wife in California that owns a pretty valuable concrete cutting business. There's a lot of highway projects in California and bridges. Lots of work with the California state government. They were using Merrick's saws, and they were having trouble getting spare parts. So they had a number of machines. So they flew to Arizona, drove to Prescott, met with the company. Couldn't figure out what's going on. I don't know what they were thinking, but they bought the company. They had no idea how to run a manufacturing operation, no idea how to design new products, no idea how to service that market. But they bought the company. Somehow they found us, and we helped them with all of the plans, starting with the strategic plan. What are we really trying to do with this company? What are your end goals? Where's it going to go? So strategic planning, the owners had no idea how to run that business. We did a lot of executive coaching with them, took them through the extra process. Believe it or not, all the design work was being done on paper. They had no CAD tools in the entire engineering department, which is all the people, all working on people. Go through the process of safety. The procurement process was a disaster. The production planning was a nightmare because their ops guy would run production on a floor, not based on how many they needed, based on how busy the rest of the factory was. So they had all kinds of inventory of parts that they didn't need. Some had 15 years of supply sitting on the shelf. We helped them sort through that, put the inventory management processes in place, took them through value chain mapping, taught them about value-added processes versus non-value-added, really improved the operation. In that time period, the revenue grew from $6 million to $8 million. We helped reduce their inventory by $250K and hired 10 new employees and one exporter a year. So it was a really successful year.
Brilliant.
We continued to work with them 2017 and through 2018. They went through a period where they didn't get along real well with the landlord. The landlord came in one day and said, "Hey, selling the building, you have 2 months to get out. Try moving a production operation in 2 months, or you can't even find me 6 months." So we jumped in the middle. We negotiated with the landlord. The financials were a mess. They weren't bankable, so they couldn't get a mortgage on their own to buy the building. We worked with one of our banking partners, played go between the owners, the bank, and the landlord, got the deal done. We bought the building. The entity went to the turned out to be a really good deal for them. They got to stay. The landlord was happy. He got his money. Helped them hire again. Went through a number of different organizational development projects because the culture was a mess. We had a husband and wife owner and a minority owner, 10% owner who was their engineer. And they didn't agree on anything. So they would go back to California, and the engineer guy would do whatever he wanted anyway. We helped them work through some of that. Still not perfect. Helped them through some an ERP system, some CRM. Basically brought them into the modern day manufacturing operation. We continued to work with them through 2018. Several different times when I met with them, I wanted to see it around, but I met with them. They were really frustrated and said, "We want to sell the company." We'll say, "Great, we can help you with that." That happened 3 or 4 times. Finally, in spring of last year, they came and said, "No, we really want to sell the company this time." So we worked with them, helped identify some potential buyers, and they closed the sale in October of 2018. Walked away with a lot more money than they should have. It turned out that we got a strategic buyer who had deep pockets and a worldwide vision to build a much bigger brand than they were. That company's planned for $100 million inside of it. So it worked out really well. But I tell a story just to give you the idea of the breadth of services we do. There's different kinds of things that we deliver those services to a pretty small team, everybody on the team. They know as bio as they with 25 years experience. But the average person on screen probably has 25 or more years of experience in some kind of business leadership, operations, manufacturing, quality, or multiple. Biotech is another story I really like. Anybody ever heard of something? But not. They're the largest manufacturer of shrink wrap in Asia. Nobody ever thinks about shrink wrap, right? High volume, low margin product. They've been exporting from Vietnam and Malaysia to the United States. Well, the product's heavy, shipping costs are high, margins are already low, it's a pretty competitive product. So they wanted to establish a footprint here in the United States. They came and met with some people at the Arizona Common Store, and they met with 4 or 5 other states. People at the ASQ told me to talk to them, tell them what we can do to help them. 2 weeks later, I got an email from the CEO that said, I want a building in Phoenix. Can you help us? He didn't really buy the building, but he signed a letter of intent, and 2 months later, they owned the building. We did everything they needed to get that building, fit that outfit the way they needed it, and up and running. From bringing in architects, contractors. One of the guys on the team was in front of the Phoenix zoning board fighting for variances, and arguing with some obnoxious lawyer that represented somebody in the building a couple doors down. All kinds of things like that. Fire and safety people, or equipment manufacturers, or SRP to basically double the power service to the building. By the time they're all done, they had invested $26 million and will have added 100 new jobs to the state by the time they're done hiring. And they've been so excited about the success here, they're talking about buying a building next door to put in the medical products. So it's been a huge success for us, for the state, and also for what Governor Ducey and the economic development folks are doing to try to promote more business. Mostly manufacturing jobs here. We helped them hire the plant manager and have a pretty small staff. They were bringing engineers back and forth from Malaysia. They're planning to hire some engineers that they may have by now, I don't really know. But the majority, I'd say probably 80 or so % of the people they hire will be machine operators working in production. Another that I really like, everybody recognizes the inside cockpit. We're working with a company in Tucson that makes cockpit instruments. We ran into trouble. And the trouble was they had too much demand. Flying requests were too. They couldn't support it. Lead times were stretching out. The customers were complaining. So they asked us to come in and take a look at their line. And they were contemplating building a business case to put in an additional production line. I think it was about $6 or $7 million investment. We went in one of our lead experts to take a look at the line. The entire project took about a 3-week time span, but probably about 5 days worth of effort. Made some process recommendations, a couple changes, and we're able to get their output up by 80% per shift. So no more need for the production line, and completely avoided that new capital investment. It paid the entire project off in production. So it's stuff like that that's a lot of fun, right? That's why the folks on the team just have so much fun with different companies every day is different. So I'm going to end it there. That's what we do. Our mission is simple. We go all around the state, helping manufacturing companies with whatever they need. One of the things Wayne and I were talking about, everybody here works in quality for the most part. How many people have an engineering background? Almost everybody. I do too. What we find a lot is the struggles aren't always in what are the right answers, what's the right solution, but how do we get it implemented in the corporate environment in which we work? Does anybody ever run into that? I joke all the time that I should just like psychology instead of engineering, right? Because most of the problems are dealing with people and get in and do the thing that really needs to be done. So we get into that a lot, working with companies from an organizational development perspective and training the leadership on what's important. Many people that run these companies in the leadership roles don't have a clue what you all put on day-to-day basis. It's a level of detail, right? Can everybody relate to that? So I'm going to ask a question. Anybody have any examples of a challenge like that? Yeah, people want to talk about it. We see them all the time because, I don't know, I've worked with some big companies, David rattled off a few of them. where they come in and they have the program of the month, right? It's a great big initiative. The CEO, the leadership team, are all committed to it. And 3 months later, there's another program of the month. Anybody experience that? So one of the things we like to do, and we have some organizational excellence experts, help the leadership teams understand that. And we can elevate problems to the leadership teams, help them understand that. Not just a program of the month, but you have to build a culture in the organization that really supports the quality process and is committed to lean manufacturing and all the other things that we want to do in the business. So if there are any examples of that, or questions about that, I'll open up for questions on it. It's really hard. So, one of the biggest challenges I have is staffing, because we're part of the Arizona Commerce Authority, right? It's not an official state agency, it's called a public-private partnership. Someday I'll figure out what that means. But they follow, we follow the ACA salary guidelines and everything that go along with staffing. So we do have a hard time finding really qualified people. I have some people that are toward the end of their careers that are more interested in having fun and helping companies than they are making a lot of money. And we have some younger people that are coming up that are getting some really valuable experience. I don't expect they're going to stick around for 10 years, but they're contributing to the organization and to our clients. We deliver the services with our team, but also with a network of third-party providers that we bring in on a contract basis, project after project. So they used to have a safety expert on the team. He went to work for the NEP at Georgia Tech. But I have a safety expert on my qualified vendor list, and when we have projects, we follow her into those projects. And think about that. So that gives us a lot of leverage. We've served about 260 companies in the last 5 years, and our team's never going to be big enough to serve that kind of volume of clients. But we can leverage our internal resources with all those third-party providers. So we have a lot of expertise. And the challenge with that is, you can't find people with expertise in all those different areas. So having that queued out. Thank you. Any other questions? I have one over here. So when you first get into the company, I think this has what they need. There's no reviews. Yeah. That's a challenge for us because some of us that have lots of experience can go and sit down with the CEO or the ownership team and have a conversation for an hour and get a really good sense of what's really going on in the company. I always like to walk the floor. I always ask for a tour because I can walk around and I can see all kinds of things that are not right or could be improved. And when I sit down with the ownership, I can hear what they're saying, but I also can see what's going on. We always approach it that we want to understand what the CEO's goals are, the owner's goals are, so we can help them achieve their goals. We're never taking the approach that we're going to tell them what's right for them. So like the company in Prescott, right, Merrick, they decide they want to sell, great. They had an opportunity to continue to build that business for several more years and probably get 10x of what they got, but that's not what their goal was, so we want to deliver on their goal. And we go in, interview, usually starting with the leadership, trying to understand what their commitment level is. They're going to need to change what their desire to change is, and are they really willing to change? We've all seen that too, right? People want to change and implement a new program, but they're not really committed to it. They don't really follow through or stick to it. And then we interview other people throughout the company and try to understand, and we'll propose solutions to them. And they can take it or leave it. Nobody on the team gets paid a commission. We're just there to help, and that's the attitude everybody takes. So it's a really cool program. And I think it works pretty much the same way. I'm sorry?
Our rescue show.
Yeah.
Our rescue show.
I hadn't thought of it. But yeah, to some extent it is.
You start something?
Yeah, so the way we're funded, I mentioned this was a program created by Commerce, so every MEP around the country gets a federal grant, which, depending on what state and how they're structured, covers some of the overhead, some of the staff costs, and then the companies pay for the service. So I mentioned the avionics project, right? I mean, that was really cheap. If I were still in a consulting practice, that would have been an $80,000 project. And well worth it to the company, right? Because it's a fortune. And we work with big companies, small companies. We were starting to do some work with Pepsi, Ball Corporation. We've been talking, and Honeywell keeps asking for help, and then they go dark. And we're here for so I've kind of given up on that. But Boeing asked us last year, saying, "Can we come in and help them manage with some of their suppliers?" And that kind of comes to those interest up in range. But we just, our attitude is, you know, we want to work with companies that want to work with us, and that's just right. We're just here to help. I do joke sometimes that I'm getting old and cranky, and when I run into CEOs that obstinate and obnoxious or others, but that's pretty rare. Only happens twice that. And we're pretty upfront about it, right? You know, it's obviously not going to change. Doesn't feel like a good fit. Yes, I think it's if you go to manufacturing partnership, when the government shut down, that website is down for quite some time. I think I heard today that it's not going to get shut down Friday, so it should be okay. And my contact's in so it's still pretty good. We try to help everybody that comes to us. Yeah. Any size, we've had one person, single person, owner, operator, machine shop, a few different companies. We need help. Yeah, you need help. They need help a lot. They have potential. And we'll help them see that potential. Any other questions? The contact yes. Yeah, so yeah, we get companies sometimes that think they need to be on some and they don't, or their customers that are asking for it, and they have what to do. We bring in people to help them through that, starting with an education process, help them understand what ISO is all about, what they need to do, and then we'll take them through everything step of the way. So ISO 9000, AS9100 is a good thing for us, but anything that they might need, we'll walk them through that. And we try to do it in a way, some companies want to move really fast, but don't have the resources to them. And other companies need to take the time and we help them pace it out. We have people that will go in and help them see what the audit's going to look like, but that will be going to do potentially mock audit or preliminary audit for them. Take them through the process, get the people used to answering questions, kind of questions that we get from organizations. We'll go and help them with the documentation. I do want to ask, I know a couple of people in the audience were looking for roles. Let me hear information, because we work with so many different companies, and companies are over desks and shaking the So I always offer that, and we just keep those out. I have a person on the team I hired last July who came out of the staffing industry. She spent a couple of decades selling staffing services to manufacturers. So even though she didn't have a, an engineering or operations background, she hit the ground running and provide solutions to manufacturers all around the world. Thank you. Thank you for your attention.